10:03. We'll go ahead and do the invitation. Councilman, would you do that? Yes.
Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you so much for today. I know that we have been in a drought, so this rain is much appreciated. All of the spring life that is coming forth here in Walnut Grove, Lord, we just pray that you bless it. And also while you're blessing the plants, Lord, we just pray that you will bless this council as we tend to the business of our awesome and amazing city. Lord, thank you for all the people who are here. Bless our business dealings today, Lord, and help us to learn to care about others, not just ourselves. All these things we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Rachel. Okay, roll call. We have a missing council member. That'd be Eric Miles, but everybody else is in attendance. Move on to agenda approval. Is there a motion for the agenda?
I move to approve today's agenda as presented.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor, please raise your hand. Unanimous. Thank you. There is no old business on the agenda, and we have new business. We can start with the hearing for Sparkwell LLC business license, and Joe, I'll turn it over to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Okay, so everyone should have a memorandum in front of them for Sparkwell. Sparkwell submitted a license application for 2026. Upon reviewing that application and after having discussions with the store owner, manager as well, it was established that there was not a current business license since 2021. Further, the primary claim of the business was to sell collectibles, bait, and fishing supplies, with bait products as well. During that inspection, there was no recreational fishing equipment or supplies present. Additionally, all posted signs for tobacco products, local business license, hemp products were either not present or expires in 2023. We did ask if they had compliant licensing for tobacco and hemp products, which they did show that they had, but had not been given to the city due to also not having the license for X number of years. During that, the person who was kind of showing us these things, which was a store associate, we did notice that there was an inspection by the Department of Agriculture conducted on August 26, 2025, that it was in violation of Department 40, Chapter 40-32, Subject 40-32-5. That's standards for hemp consumable products. And we are also requesting proof that has been cured of those violations. With these facts, under Article 2, Section 26-33 of the applicant needing to show verification of state licensing to include the hemp products and not establishing that they were selling hemp products as part of their business or use for the store, we've denied the license. This is their opportunity for an administrative appeal to council.
Thank you, Jim.
Good morning. Mayor, City Council, Representative David Jaffer. I represent Sparkwell and Mr. Keshwani. So there are certain things that we agree with and we accept fault. And there are other things that I think that perhaps weren't communicated clearly. Mr. Keshwani has operated this business since 2021. You probably know this area way better than I do. Prior to that, for the 4 years, the property sat vacant. It had a prior use of some cell phone operation, retail. So he came in, he took over, and he applied for his 2021 license, and then he admits that he was not diligent in getting his 22, 23, 24 license for his business. But with respect to his hemp licenses, he has been current and he is current, and we have with us a copy of his 26 license, a 25 license, and an application for the 26 license before it was issued. So we have all of that. We also have a copy of his current tobacco license. So as far as what was represented and what is being sold, when at least in the current application, there is a mention of the store having baits, bait, fishing items, and other miscellaneous items. Mr. Keshwani also has a bait store at Lake Hartwell. And looking at his sales throughout certain time of the year, they weren't really what people wanted. So he basically decided to move the inventory to the other store. And as the weather changes, he may include those baits and items back again as it changes. Go ahead.
I've brought it back already since they came in. I went to my other store that same day after I came to meet Joe and brought it back. So it's all back there now. It's just not moving at the time because it was January 22nd, not much fishing going on.
So, so we would ask for some leniency here. We realize there may be some penalty and we're amenable to that. But what our request is that you allow this business to continue as we have, except the business license, which is denied. We have all our other licenses in place. And with that, we're happy to answer any questions concerning you on that.
You have all your state licenses up to date?
We do, and I'm happy to at least show you a copy of the 26 license. And do you have another copy? We can leave the copy here.
At the store.
You have it. You post it.
You guys get me.
Oh, okay, all right.
And then just that second one was.
It was just the application.
Yeah, so I just want to make sure that something that I didn't apply, it's circle in here that it's expired after it was reviewed, but the state of Georgia until I'm denied. It's applied before it expired.
And this
So there was no denial, so it was still active. It's a current license. And that was submitted with my 26 business license application as well.
Mr. Kishwani, I was on council and was one of the original council members that approved your business license.
I figured it was.
And I don't remember if you remember, sorry about the mask, you might recognize me otherwise. But I asked you specifically, is this a vape shop? And you said, no, it's a variety shop. We're going to be selling all sorts of things. I've been in your shop at least 8 times over the past 2-3 years. It's a vape shop.
At the beginning, it was not the intention. Whatever sells is what I have to keep. So
Yeah.
I have bills to pay, so that's how it evolved. But that's not saying that none of those things are still being sold. They are still there and being sold. That's why they have been slowly leaving as the years progressed.
Did you apply as a vape shop for the business license this year?
No, because I didn't know if I should or not, or how I should do it. So I just did whatever got me approved the last time.
And I believe the council shared with you a concern about vape shops at the time. And you and one other gentleman were here. And you talked about how no, it would not be a vape shop.
I don't.
It wasn't the primary product you would be selling, it's not vape shops.
At the time, that was correct.
So was it applied as a vape shop this year?
It was the same as
Variety shop.
Bright Shop.
I remember it. I remember the statement as being a variety shop.
And if you walk in your shop, there's a very impressive wall of all vape materials, of all smoking materials, of all those types of things.
Glass pipes,
Glass pipes,
THC, other pseudo psychedelics.
But we've known this for a while.
Yes.
Okay.
Like, the mayor came in after I got approved and
Mhm.
came and saw it and didn't have any complaints to me. He just,
the previous
yeah,
mayor.
the previous mayor, sorry, Mayor Moore. So I didn't think I was doing anything wrong. But
I was here as a citizen at that time because at that point, business licenses were brought to council
Mhm.
and there was a discussion. And I was here and I made a comment and I have some very specific questions as a citizen regarding vapes. And it was very clear to me that there would be no vapes, that it was a variety store, that it would not even be handling smoking, that was going to be handled out of the convenience.
That I don't think is that. Even in mind, sorry, in my initial application.
Well, at the time I was here, I don't recall if you were actually here, you know, maybe sitting out there when I asked my questions. Because they have workshop, you know, multiple meetings that could have been discussed in a meeting. But I did ask some very specific questions regarding the vapes. And I remember that the parking was one of the major concerns with that at the time. And the consensus was that if it was to be vapes, that the council did not want to approve that license.
Is there a ban in this jurisdiction on vape shops?
No.
So let me make sure that we understand the concern. Because at the end of the day, his goal is to be in business, to provide a service that's needed. But there seems to be, you all are members of the community, and there seems to be a concern related to either the items being sold, which are not banned, but maybe in the quantity that is being sold. So help us understand, what is it that you all like to see, and more importantly, what you don't want to see? So that he gets a better perspective on how to gear his business and try to satisfy both the council and the consumers.
This type of business had previously had a giant neon sign in the window that said legal THC. In my opinion and my experience, this has done nothing but draw the wrong type of people. Case in point, your store was robbed as soon as our old city hall building was demolished by DOT. Was it not?
Yes, it was, but that had nothing to do with that.
That
Was that in the office?
Yes.
The sign is gone.
the sign is gone now, but you still have a giant vinyl banner that advertises all of these illicit sounding products. While they make it legal to sell in the state of Georgia, the Georgia state laws specifically prohibit any type of advertising of these products. Okay,
And I personally am not. Okay, on the products, because I'm not familiar with those products. I've never been in that store, don't want to. I don't run convenience stores, if I don't have to. But I'm also concerned that you got a business license first, so it was clear that you needed to have a business license, but you didn't bother the second year, or the third year, or the fourth year. And so I don't know that I need an answer as to why you didn't bother. You just didn't bother. You didn't do due diligence on that. You misrepresented what you would be selling because you were questioned what you were going to be selling. And vapes was very clearly, it's not the fact that it's the vapes, it's the fact that it was misrepresented as to what was going to be going on.
and our goal as a council, to follow up on that point, is to protect the safety and welfare and productivity of our citizens, and especially those who are the most vulnerable. And that being chiefly our youth. Quite frankly, that's what we're concerned about, is our young people. If I can sit in my car every day and have to see these signs about pseudo psychedelic, I don't even know what they're classified as because they're technically legal, but kratom and THC products and all that sort of stuff. And my children are in the car because their elementary school is, I have to pass by this store every day. They're asking, Mom, what's THC? Can I have some of that? Sorry, I find it morally irreprehensible for us to continue subjecting all of the youth who pass through Walnut Grove to that.
Look, you can't solve the world's problem.
I got it. I'm only concerned about.
But we get what you're saying.
Okay.
One of the things that you're saying is that, look, having this flashing neon sign is basically a nuisance.
Right.
And so he needs to, right, he needs to not only have taken that down, which he has, but be mindful going forward about what gets displayed.
The mural that's all over the outside of the building is another case in point.
And that
It
was
is
another
advertising to be high. That's why it looks like space. I think that is absolutely inappropriate and it was
Do
not.
you have a
first
sign
year
permit
council.
for that yet?
You know, because
And I know you've been,
painting a building, it's not a sign.
You can't just paint your building whatever you want.
it's still a sign. If you paint it on there like that, it's the same as a sign.
The other thing I have a question about is this Georgia Department of Agriculture from August 26, 2025. So it was just last year. You were found in violation. When I read this Georgia RNR Department 40, Chapter 40 through 40-32, Subject 40-32-5, you're selling things that you're not allowed to legally sell in the state of Georgia.
I don't think that was the case, but there was a compliance issue with that product. And as you're probably aware, that when these hemp products are sold, there has to be a particular label, there has to be a batch number, there has to be a certificate of analysis.
Right.
Now, he doesn't manufacture those, he buys them from brick and mortar store. We're not talking about buying from somebody that's got a van that's moving around. So he's got invoices to show that. They were shown to the Department of Ag, and what was suggested was that, look, these are missing certain things, so you're gonna have to take them out. He took them out away from the sale, and as a result, he was issued a new license. So that was an issue that was brought to his attention, and it was called.
This one also had some clarity that the stuff inside the packaging was all legally compliant, because at that time THCA was the banned product that kicked off all this regulation. So as soon as the year changed and it kicked in, we took off all THCA. This stuff was stuff that we bought from Georgia wholesalers that were saying that they are Georgia compliant, that did not have a Georgia hemp sticker on. So that was the reason they told us to take it down. And they said if we get the sticker, we can sell it again, but I just took it off the shelf and haven't sold it since. And they didn't give us any fine or any hearing or anything like that, so I didn't think that it was, like I was doing something illegal or crazy. I thought it was just miscommunication.
Thank you.
And now,
Thank you for the clarification on that, because I mean, you see how it looks.
yes, I please, I
I
appreciate
had
it.
no
Yeah.
idea what was happening
Yeah.
there, and obviously, since your license was through, then you're in compliance. But
And at the time, like as soon as the law changed, the Walton County Sheriff's Department came in and inspected all our products too and found that there was all compliance.
Let me ask you a question. How often are you at the store?
These days, not.
Not a lot.
Yeah, maybe
No.
once every few weeks.
You have a few young people working there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's,
I think really the concern that we're all sharing is the oversight over the store. I think it's lacking. Knowledge of the product before putting it on the shelf is lacking. Care for the, especially the youth in this community with the advertising is lacking. The signage that you've put up in the painting and the lack of business license. Your decision to forgo business licensing or follow the rules and laws of the city is concerning. How would that all be rectified? How could it all be rectified? Because we have a responsibility to our citizens. We have a responsibility as a council to make sure we have good businesses. You are not showing that you have enough care. Now, hopefully you don't think I'm maligning you as a person, but as a business owner, you're not following the rules. And when you don't follow the rules, we have to sit here and say, maybe he's not supposed to be here in the city. Everybody has to follow the rules.
yeah, you were, I totally own my mistake. I don't know what I was thinking for the longest time. I have no real answer to that. But if you do let me continue, there's no shot that anything like this would ever happen again.
How will you resolve those issues? That's
So
brought to you?
advertising first, I can repaint the whole building white, no problem. Signage, the neon sign is already gone. And whatever banners I have will be taken down because now I'm repainting the building. So,
Okay.
And to protect the youth in general, I also have an ID scanner that does verify fake IDs as well, not just if they're old enough, and you can match them up to transactions now. So,
Is that something new?
yeah, we got it because we saw the gas station got one, so I was like, let me be careful and get one too.
Yeah.
So that actually arrived yesterday, so since they got, it, we've been using it every single.
Please make
transaction.
sure it's being used.
Yes.
Because I've
What
heard
do you,
things.
what do you do if you or your clerk see a fake ID? Is there any, besides the ones it doesn't take, what do you
Yeah,
do?
so we have a reward system where we can put in like names of people and say banned and whatnot, and including their phone number. And in our scanner, there's a functionality where if you don't pass, we can immediately ban you and add ID code. So aside from that, the next best thing would be taking pictures of people and posting on the wall or something like that. But that's a little,
Yeah.
that's a little too far.
And have you banned anybody?
Yes, plenty of people. Plenty of people.
So I think he is, we share your concern. I think he gets severity, he completely owns the fact that he did not apply for a business license after the first year. But he did comply with all the other licensure for the state, and we've shown that to you. So we're hopeful that you would allow him to continue, and then look, you may not like vapes, I may not like vapes, but if this is the product that's legal and if people want, then at least he's somewhat more sensitive that it cannot be just a full blown vape shop. There's gotta be some variety. You may never decide to come to his store, but at least, and I have found in not just this case, but other case, going before the folks that live in the community, even though they're elected official. If there's a way you can make amends with them where they may stop by, then I think then you've done a good job. So that's our goal. That's his goal. And I just want to make sure he gets to that.
I'm gonna ask our attorney if he has any comments about anything here, or if there's anything that we need to add.
No, it's really an enforcement on the city that if you all choose to grant the business license and he is not complying with that.
Yeah.
You bring him back here and suspend him or revocate that license.
Okay, does council have any more questions? Thank you very much.
Thank
Do
you.
you have any more comments?
I just have one, all like the banner that you were talking about.
Yeah.
All of that was put up before any hemp guidelines were started, and honestly, I didn't even remember that it said Delta 8 on there, so that's completely on me as well, but not intentional to target kids or anything like that.
What about their question that you be more engaged in the business?
Yes, so I'm actually in the process of trying to sell my hardware stores so that I can come back here and just be there, because the whole time I was there, I didn't have any sort of crazy issues,
Mhm.
But now things are different, so
Yeah.
I am trying to get back here.
Okay.
Mayor.
Yeah.
The new law that we are in the process.
It's a resolution that we put in.
We put the resolution in. How, y'all been in the store, I have not, so that's why I'm
It
asking.
would have a big effect on their store. We're
Are
looking,
you aware of that resolution
You
there?
know,
Okay,
the resolution we just passed was in preparation for passing a new ordinance when it comes to items being sold that may be, what's the word we're looking at? It's
Psychoactive.
psychoactive type things, protecting our youth and our community from that. And having it behind locked cabinets, having it behind
Opaque.
opaque
see
so that
through.
you can't see through them. You'll be learning about that. There will be a period of time to adjust to that, but just so that you know it is coming down the pipe.
was that in the last meeting's minutes?
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, that wasn't posted on check last night, so that's what I.
Yeah, that's what that is, and that's what's coming down the pipe. If council
I
approves.
mean, I checked minutes.
Yeah,
I've never heard my friend say, I went and looked for minutes.
And I want you to know whether we all like vapes or not, or whether we ever use them or what. The concern comes for the community. That's what it's coming from, and that's what you're hearing from everybody. And I would love to see you in the store
Yeah,
more
me
often
too. I missed
with
that.
the oversight of it.
Yes.
I think that you could probably be a good business owner. But just please, if there's ever a question, if you want to make a change to the outside, just come up to the city hall. We're there. We're very friendly. Joe is always willing to talk to people. So am I. We'll help you and we'll let you know what is and isn't allowed or if you need a permit for something.
Sure.
But when you go to repaint that building, please come up and get a permit,
Gotcha.
okay?
Even if I'm opening a sign up, just because of ADOY, just make sure that's all not.
You made a change to the
Okay,
outside.
and changes, period.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay,
That's good.
I've got a question. Do you need a permit to paint?
In commercial,
yeah, you do. I think.
yeah, because they have to comply with the ordinances.
And even if,
We have to.
let's put it this way, we've got a lot of people who've gone and made some changes. And they've made changes and whatever change they made does not comply with the ordinance.
Got it.
It's a safety measure for yourself, just come on, stop and do, paint it white.
Yeah.
All good, Joe?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Until you become more familiar, and they are on our website, you can look up the ordinance anytime.
Yeah.
And, we don't try to make you jump through hoops. But we do expect people to follow the ordinances.
So the last time I did look at the ordinances, it still said 2012. Has there been like a new set or anything that I should be aware of? That
On a new website, we have a, something called.
2025?
So I think it's the 2016.
Yeah.
It's right below that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the way our ordinance works, it may say 2012, and then there are addendums to that throughout time
Gotcha.
that apply to that. But now those addendums actually show up in the new code.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and close out discussion on this. This is not a meeting where we make a decision on this. Council will talk about this, and it will go on the next agenda for our council meeting, which is on the 12th of March. And a final decision will be made, okay? And if we have any questions in between now and then, we'll let you know. But I think we've asked all the questions we need to know, okay?
Would you like us to appear for that meeting, or is that just something that you want?
If you'd like to come, you're more than welcome to come, but you're not mandated. This is a session where we have lots of conversation. That's just what we vote.
Thank you.
Okay,
Appreciate
thank
it very much. And you'll do a better job.
you.
So
Thank you,
that's-
sir. Let's move on to Walnut Grove Office of Vegetation Buffer Change requests from Mr. Actually from. Speak. Benchmark, thank you.
This is one that, I got piecemeal to council, and I apologize for that.
It's all there now.
I did add the meeting notes from March 9th, 2023, which the application itself came a little over a year later. This is where it talks about what that vegetation would look like. So the application provided a 50-foot undisturbed buffer adjacent to the R1 properties to the west. And supplement the buffer with plantings where sparsely vegetated. Buffer may be reduced to 40 feet with construction of a decorative fence or wall adjacent to the R1 properties. And the fence wall details to be approved prior to the issuance of any permits. And that reduction is permitted within the zoning ordinance as we discussed in the work session. So essentially, he was complying with the ordinance itself. There was not many changes to that, that allows for the land development in that case. Here, we did walk the property with Mr. Rutledge, and he was showing the practicality of some of that. A lot of the buffer was shielded from the church. So his request is to change that buffer to where it's protecting more of the residential side than it is the church. I'm gonna let him speak more to it, but if you have any questions on how that people went to pass it, extensively.
I have a quick question. This is an approved site plan that Mr. Rutledge has. He's just looking to move one leg of that vegetation. Is that correct?
Absolutely. So the only thing up for consideration today is that buffer. Everything else has been approved. He's not requesting any changes at this time to that site plan.
Okay.
It's just that buffer, and I believe we color coded on those map. Well, it was color coded. We'll probably get to you what.
That's it. All right. I know.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, we don't want to hear from you.
So do you have any questions on
I do, I was over there with you to talk to you. That one leg that you're asking to move.
Can I come up there?
Yeah, of course. This one leg right here that you're asking to move, there is a forest line, tree line behind here
That's correct.
that already provides the buffer.
That's correct.
So that is good. Right here, this part here, there's trees all here. So they're looking to do this over to here, because there's houses over here that you would.
Yeah,
Shield.
because what it did was the plan didn't really shielded like half the houses. So we want to take the area that's already wooded and just use that money to go further down and cover those houses better.
Oh, okay.
Just create a better buffer for the residential.
Yeah, make them happier too.
Yeah, because where we're planting some of it, it's just we're gonna be planting right in front of a big pine trees that are already there.
Yeah.
The blue material.
You can't see through it. So
So
that,
you're staying with the 50 feet.
we're still doing the 40 foot with the fence. We're still gonna do a
With
fence,
fence.
just so that we've got a permanent
Great.
barrier as well.
I like the fence.
But yeah, we really just wanted to get it, spend our money in front of the houses instead of.
Yeah.
Them laying.
Okay. Yeah, that was kind of my concern, the type of trees without the fence, as they grow, then you don't have that buffer. But if you've got the fence, then that helps create rest of that.
Yeah, and we're gonna use evergreens as well. We're gonna use a mixture of magnolias and a little gin.
Oh, we got a color coded map
Oh.
from council.
Look, I went over the top. Well, I like to visualize things. So I did this color coded map of
We
your
know
thing, so
exactly
that I can kind of know what was where. But then I can visualize it upright,
Mhm.
you know.
I love the colors. It's gonna be beautiful in the fall. It's gonna be beautiful, yeah.
Hey, I sent pictures. Okay.
Does anybody have any more questions for Matt?
Okay,
Our benchmark.
Yeah, I was more concerned that you were like looking for a reduction in size or something, and I knew we had moved down from the 75 to the 50 or
That's
30. So,
Okay,
Yeah, no reduction, just a different location.
okay.
and since I'd had a couple of questions already, on when am I getting my buffer?
All right.
Well, I like to start planting it before, springtime's a good time to plant, so
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd like to get that going.
All right, well, we can't make a decision. What's our first, we get any more questions? Any more?
I don't think so.
We'll add it at the next agenda and we'll go on with that. All
Thank you very
right,
much.
thank you, Matt. Okay. Number 3, paving schedule. What? Paving schedule. Sorry. That wasn't what I heard.
So, I'm sure everyone's familiar with this paving assessment by now. I think this is about the 5th time it's been to city council since I've been here.
Yeah.
So the goal is to make an action. To start actually getting some stuff in the works, start getting asphalt on the road.
Yeah.
There's some more considerations to throw in here. So, in a perfect world, I'd be able tomorrow just to go get bids and start bidding.
Right.
But being a good steward of the budget, the goal is to work with the county and have them help us with some of the practical pieces.
Yeah.
Talked to Aaron Wadley, our city engineer, and I talked to John Allman, the public works director over at Walton County. They're both aware that this is going to be a big part of our goal throughout the rest of the year. It's going to go into the next budget cycle as well.
Yeah.
One of the first things that we need to do is finish up our CIP, our capital improvement plan, to make sure that this gets reflected on there, to show how we're going to chart this out, which roads we're going to focus on first. But with that conversation with Aaron, we kind of identified the biggest needs for public safety, road condition, and where we can save the most money at the same time, just because of the interconnectedness in roads. The ones that we've identified is Park Street. And one note about Park Street, the striping on there is almost non-existent at this point.
Yeah.
It's created some complaints from people traveling to school. So we may have to look at a stopgap measure to get near the school striped, even though we're planning on paving, just for safety of the school traffic. Park Street, Church Way, Green Hill Way, Valley Drive, Woodland Circle, and Walnut Court all come off of Park Street. And that would be a good investment to be able to combine resources at the same location where we're not moving things around. Obviously with the cost estimate and what we can do within the budget. So that's what we're going to be looking at next inside of those. Park Street also has some stormwater concerns that the attempt would be to address at the same time. Especially when you're getting towards Industrial Way. A lot of that we can do ourselves with the ditch line. Just leveling that out, having, renting a subcompact tractor, does not take certifications or exponential skills to be able to operate. That's something that we can usually do in the house, and that'll save us a lot as well. So basically, the next step is to coordinate with Aaron, getting out bids for materials, seeing what that looks like, getting that over to John Allman, and just being on their schedule. John did tell me that usually the cities in the fall, after they've already started doing the county roads and then going into that as well. The bulk of this will be SPLOST and LMIG dollars.
Yeah.
So that puts us as a priority for county paving within our service delivery agreement.
I have a question, I'm sorry. The first question is Park Street and the other roads that you mentioned, would it not also include industrial parkways in that grouping since they're so co-located?
It would, but that's a cost saving measure. I just kind of separated that out
Okay.
as its own for the future, especially with traffic. So some of our worst roads are inside of that Green Hill Way, Woodland Circle area. So those are just critical.
Right.
As far as heavy traffic, that's going to be Park Street. That's what makes it such a big piece of this.
Yeah.
Industrial Way gets less traffic.
Right.
And it also is a
But it
pretty
gets-
lengthy road compared for some of our roads inside the city.
but it also gets in different types of traffic with the bigger trucks.
Right, and we also have some stuff to address there as well, some of the businesses and the curb cuts
Gotcha.
that are also affecting the road.
Okay.
To include some stormwater issues and things.
Keep in mind too, guys, Park Street has recently been paved within the past, what, 5 or 6 years, Linda, when we put down,
The speed
right?
tables.
I think it's more recent than
2020.
10 years. I
I
think Park Street
I
was
can't
done.
say for sure. I don't remember.
And if it's possible to do a seal coat over something, if there's not too much crack going on, like Park Street, seal coat and then striping, if that is something that we can do, then we can do that. And then
There is some places on Park Street where the roots have pushed up the pavement and it's cracked and broken.
well, we'll have
And
it.
there is some cracking.
And I will say, that goes for all streets. There's gonna be a more firm condition on them. As you can tell in some of the spots over here where it says patch, crack relief, overlay. So some of these were just sky high view of what we're looking at, to see where the priorities are. But as we start doing site visits with John and with Aaron to look at how we're gonna accomplish this, they'll give us a better idea of
When you ride through on that road and you do this.
so they'll give us a better idea of what needs to be, taken up and remilled versus what needs to be just seal coated, crack relief. And that's another consideration too that John knew about is whatever we do as far as crack relief and seal coating, to make sure that's part of our plan as well, because they can't just overlay that stuff. It creates air pockets.
I got a question. On Park Street, what about the speed bumps? How do they pave when there's that many speed bumps?
So speed bumps do come up. Like they can actually remove them and reinstall them. As they pay.
Did we do paved speed bumps? or-
They're paved.
They're paved. What you can do is you pave into it at an angle and it still remains a thing. Or if we have to, we'll blow them up and we'll put it back in again. But that's for the experts to worry about. We'll get that as part of the whole quote. And keep in mind too, guys, when we go with the county doing the paving, since we're not gonna be having curbs on a lot of those roads that we're talking about. Although they do have the machine now, the county does it for the cost of the material. They don't charge us for the actual work.
Right, and that's what I was getting ready to ask. These estimates, or is that based on if we were to vend it out?
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's what's-
Okay,
So the price-
so this could be lower, because I know like our road, I don't see why the county won't do just fine. We have no curbs, we have minimal
Water.
runoff type issues that would need to be addressed.
So. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know why I think this, so I may be absolutely wrong. I thought that it was recommended that we do all the paving as a group, like together, because our city is so small, instead of having equipment having to come back out times.
We talked about grouping our certain roads together, like Park Street, Church Way, Green Hill, Industrial. But we have to look at what we can afford too. So yeah, we will group them together, but Thompson Lane is one on there that needs to be done.
Needs to be done.
Absolutely.
And then some of these roads as well, they may show a average rating of, say, a C, but that's because of a section and not the whole road. So that's where we're gonna get the in-depth assessment on the whole road as well.
Gotcha. Okay.
Am I to assume that Haversham Circle is not going to get any benefit from the pipeline when they were here?
We haven't heard from them. We haven't had any kind of confirmation. So yeah. There's other people who are having issues over there too. With the right people,
Right.
but we can still go at it next.
Oh, well, I mean, I definitely think we should.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like on this list that Forester Cemetery Road and Thompson Lane are the only two Ds, so they're the worst apparently.
The Forester Cemetery is gonna have all of that traffic from the build at Reliant Homes coming up. And so we're gonna work with Reliant Homes to have them along with the county and possibly us help out with repaving that, asking them for their help. Rather than just paving it now and have it run all over again.
Yeah.
So for Park Street, for the safety measures you were talking about, we're in the last quarter of school now. So would you wait until school has ended to do some striping ahead of that now?
And we have a company that did the seal coating and the striping for us up at City Hall and the library. They're quite capable of coming down and striping
Fantastic.
in a very quick turnaround.
I know it's a hard priority for us in the city.
Yeah, the road's awful dark at night without that strong.
And another consideration that we can add to this is, projects will not be fast.
Right.
So when we start doing Park Street, once we have a solidified plan, that's to get the information out, let them know the benefit of what's coming, because no one likes to drive on millings forever.
No.
And, so we want to make sure we get that out early as we go.
We could do something like Park Street, on a fall break. Fall break is about 5 days, right?
Yeah.
If we could get scheduled like that, we'll have to see if we can get it done like that. If we can't, then everybody's just gonna have to work around it, but it'll be benefit the city. Okay, so this will be part of the capital, the CIP for the new budget.
This one.
Very nice. Perfect. Any other questions, guys? Nope.
Thing like most of the roads that
Can I drive this team?
county can probably do is that.
Yeah.
Are we saying that most of the roads that we've got highlighted?
Oh, yes, most of the roads, the ones highlighted are ones we can focus on, it's just we don't get enough SPOS and LMIG dollars to do all that at once.
Right, but I'm saying any of those, it looks like looking at where
The
they
county can do.
where the county.
And they have a new machine now where they can work with the curves.
And then it also depends on if the condition of the road, so if we're actually
Right.
taking up the road, we will have to get a third party involved, but they can still do the, cover.
Nice.
Unfortunately, the county has a company they do the get the paving material from, and they also have a company they do billing with.
Nice.
Who have already done a RFP to get them those votes.
Amazing.
I definitely think getting some of these
Yeah.
started is the right way to go.
Okay,
Our county and intergovernmental agreement, fantastic.
all right, let's move on to the last one.
I got one more question on the paving, if you don't mind. I didn't mean to interrupt,
No, go ahead.
but I don't see on this list anything about the parkway. Walnut Road Parkway. And it suffered some damage from all the construction equipment and
We
there's
can,
some cracking and some,
I think until we're done
Right.
there.
so we will add it to the list as far as, tracking it. But until that construction's done, we won't do heavy road maintenance. We can look at, doing seal coating and things like that. Or patching, but not seal coating, but patching.
yeah,
But we don't want to invest all that money for it to start getting cracked again instantly from heavy equipment. But it'll be reflected on the CIP.
okay.
We've already got an estimate in the works for getting seal coating and striping on that road too, because we have to preserve that road. Okay. Number 4, eligibility for issuance of a temporary special event license. This comes about, guys, because I asked Joe to put it on here or to look into it. Because with the July 3rd event coming up, we've had a company who wants to come and serve beer and wine and drinks at the park. We're working with the park to find out, we put the request into the park to find out what they allow and what they don't allow at the July 3rd event. And I asked Joe about a special event permit. Do we have one in place? And he added this on, but we already have it in place, so we don't even need to discuss it. It's there. And it's on the fee schedule too already. So that was already covered.
Regards the park and the July 3rd thing, I just rented a pavilion for my family reunion and I had to sign something saying that we could have alcoholic beverages inside the park, so.
That you wouldn't, you would not
have
okay.
alcoholic beverages inside the park, but I don't know if that's just the county because they don't issue alcohol permits, but we do and this park is inside the city.
Well, that's why I've got to call it to them.
Okay.
Yeah, to find out, especially since we're working in conjunction with the county on this event. If they say no alcohol sales, there's no alcohol sales.
Gotcha.
Absolutely. That's why we're finding out from them first.
Well, and I know with special events too, it's not just a matter of the permit, but it's a matter of the insurance
Right.
associated with
Yeah,
that.
exactly. And they have to get the permit from the state. They have to get a special event permit from the state and all.
Even to get a temporary license, you have to get a state license.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
DOR wants their too.
And then require to have proper insurance.
Oh, yeah.
It's a company.
And a background check, it's a whole process.
Yeah, and that's why we're trying to do it way in advance, so they contacted us. And it's a company, it's Wine Wagon.
Oh,
Right. They've asked if they can be there, and that's why we started this process. So it's already in place, so we don't even need to have a professor. So it's done. Is there any public comment? No? Okay. We don't have executive session this afternoon, I'm assuming, guys? No? Okay. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor of adjournment? Yes, and it's unanimous. Thank you all. All right.